498. He also hit 100 miles per hour on a fastball. Then he got up at the plate and drops this one into left, drive homer run. Dodgers win this one 6-3. Coming up later, a special guest to talk a little bit of baseball. Hubs, do we have our special guest yet? Not yet. Still working on it.
Nothing like giving yourself some run support when you're pitching.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I should have done better to support myself. Wonderful first quarter. Jalen through the lane with a dunk again. 40 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 14 for 25 from the field.
Who would have thought that in the last 25 years of basketball, maybe two of the 50 most notable players would have come from Santa Clara University?
Okay, shout out to Santa Clara.
Yeah. Steve Nash.
And Jalen Williams. How about that?
You're calling him what? One of the 50?
I mean, maybe. I said maybe.
In the last 25 years?
Yeah, in the last 25 years, they win the championship. He's number 2 option.
I mean, look, he's only in his 3rd year. This kid's got some
Yankees Angels. Goldschmidt lines this one as Zach Neto. Catch of the year.
Catch of the year.
Catch of the year. Defensive game. Angels win this one 1-0.
See, I like the infield catches. Way better than your guys. I have to hang on the wall.
There's no way you like that better.
That's a sick catch, though. It was catch of the year. Weird Astros A's. This is a little pop here that Guillorme chases down. Watch this. Catch of the year.
That's nice.
Catch of the year from Guillorme, but tied at 1 in the 9th after the catch of the year. Nick Kurtz walks it off for the Athletics. And final wonderful.
Is Clark around? It's about time for him to make another great catch.
Oh, that's a good point.
You know, he was doing it.
He's doing it once every 10 days. Wonderful. Thunder up 15 in the 4th. Toppin with the miss. And
this
Neesmith,
was confusing.
With a dunk so good, no one knew what to do.
It was a great play.
No, I meant I didn't. And Mike Breen
and some of the international broadcasts
didn't know it went in. So I was like, wait, why wasn't there a whistle? And because it was weird, they inbounded it like from the side as well. Doris had to tell him like that he made it.
It was great.
Yeah.
Game 6 on Thursday. Maybe they can carry some of that momentum. It's like when Mahomes was starting to, have some great plays at the end of the Super Bowl. Haliburton was hurt. McConnell was cooking. TJ assisted or scored on 15 of the Pacers.
He's not going to come on the show.
17 points. Who, Mahomes? What have I done? I said he was out here cooking. He was great. That long bomb to Xavier Worthy? 15 of the Pacers, 17 points in the 3rd. Here's Carlisle.
He's not 100%. It's pretty clear. But I don't think he's going to miss the next game. And, we were concerned at halftime. And he insisted on playing. And I thought he made a lot of really good things happen in the second half. But he's not 100%, and there's a lot of guys in this series that aren't.
Odd. All right, so last night, so here's the weird thing. TJ McConnell played 22 minutes. He had 18 points, plus minus plus 4. He was really carrying the offense for a while. Haliburton was hurt and ineffective. He only took 6 shots. He had 4 points, but he played 34 minutes. So that's the strange thing. Should Indy have stuck with TJ McConnell?
Well, look, TJ McConnell should have played more in the 4th quarter for sure. He only played 4.5 minutes in the 4th quarter. The thing is, it could have been for Haliburton, but Haliburton was out there at times with McConnell. You could have kept them together. TJ just should have been on the floor, and I'd say the guy you had to cut his minutes was Nembhard. Nembhard had a horrible game and had 3 turnovers in the 4th quarter. Yes, turnovers that stymied, rallies and a chance to move within 2 or 3 or whatever it was. Now, I get it. His defense on SGA, SGA had 31 and 10.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You know what I mean? It looks like he's making it hard on him, but McConnell was phenomenal. And, look, we all know McConnell's the one that got him back in the game late in the 3rd quarter, 13 points in a 5-minute stretch. They did rally in the 4th early when he was on the bench, but I'm down with having Haliburton on the floor late because he's so clutch, but I would have had McConnell in there with him. That's what I thought they should have done.
So I agree with that, by the way. KW, this is, what do you want to say?
I have a long take on it.
All right, you go then.
Just the fact that this is the question, it's over. Like,
over the series?
We just talked about it in the meeting, and I was watching the game. I'm like, McConnell's got a shot here. We're like, this can actually happen. And I'm like, this can't be the answer. It just.
But that has happened. Like, so I
Not
now
TJ,
again.
but
this
TJ
is-
McConnell
this
going to
is-
carry you
hold on.
over a
So
historically good team.
let me
is
give
gonna-
just again a little. This is not apples to apples exactly, but James Harden, again, not a great playoff performer. One of the biggest wins of his Rockets career
Yes, I was there.
came with him with a towel on his head on the bench for almost all the fourth quarter because Corey Brewer
Yep.
and Josh Smith went crazy and carried him back
the
against
Clippers.
Doc Rivers
Sure.
and the Clippers. There are it's the Ray Allen game. Again, if I may reference older stuff, LeBron's out there with Mike Miller and some other and
Miller and Battier hit big shots
right, and
during
D
that
Wade's
whole
on the
run.
bench,
Yeah.
and LeBron they're down double digits going in the fourth. LeBron scores or assists on like everything, and then Spo I think almost begrudgingly puts Wade in, and they almost blow it. All of you know what I mean, like because Wade didn't have it that day. So we've seen things like this happen. So to guys who are minted superstars. My issue is a different one, and that's what I thought I thought we were maybe thinking the same thing. I am not doubting that Tyrese Haliburton is dealing with something in his leg. He obviously is, and he's getting an MRI today. If it were the type of injury that I would typically want to give guys massive, like, it's a wash. You know what I mean? You can't hold anything against him. I would assume Carlisle has as much information as anyone. And one of the reasons you put Haliburton back in is like, hey, he's a superstar, I kind of have to. It's the finals. But when he's not playing well, if you also have as a backup, like, no, he's legitimately really hurt, I'm going to roll with the hot hand. You had a perfect excuse for it. So the fact that he went back in the game, to me, undercuts a bit of the injury was just, making him unable to perform.
Right.
I just think he had a bad game.
Well, and I think the call should be on Carlisle in that case. Like, I got to be honest, I don't want my star coming to me when he clearly can walk and run and play to say to me, Coach, I can't go. I mean, he would be getting ripped if he had gone to the Pacers and said, I can't play, but he's played 27 minutes and he's been running out there and stuff like that. But Carlisle could make that call. And again, he could have left him out there, but just made sure TJ McConnell was in there too.
And he could make that call and protect him. He can make that call and then after the game be like, no, I didn't think he should be playing. And then when I saw it, I knew he shouldn't. I got to protect him, all that stuff. It just.
One more thing, Wilds.
Yeah.
He could have taken Haliburton out even early in the game when they were down double figures or whatever. McConnell's hot. Just go with him. You could have rested or got him to make Haliburton to get treatment early and said, because you had another game. This wasn't a game 7. It wasn't an elimination game. And if you had happened to come back and win, I actually thought they had a great chance to win. When they cut it to 2, if you had somehow won this game without Haliburton, now you're really mentally in OKC's head. So
I'm surprised you guys thought it was as close as. When like we
no,
need
I thought
Haliburton,
McConnell
you got
should have been playing.
Well, I'm saying,
That's what I'm
like,
saying. I don't care.
I'm
Haliburton
watching
could have been in or
SGA.
out.
The MVP score 30. Scottie Pippen 2.0 score 40. Chet getting the occasional annoying
Play good
putback
defense, yeah.
dunk. Caruso's always being a pain, and it's like.
Oh, you mean the game?
TJ McConnell, you need to say
Well,
I just didn't think
they
the game
did.
hinged
But
on
they
that.
did.
What were
I
you
never
thinking
thought
when they got within 2?
I never thought it was. I thought it was a fake 2.
So I never think
I was never nervous
With
one
this
iota.
team, with this
KW,
team,
you
that's
were
the
nervous?
comeback
You
game?
thought they were coming back?
First of all,
I wasn't
hold on.
nervous.
I was
happy.
never
I was-
nervous.
All right, so a couple things. One is Wild's Freudian slip.
What?
What do you mean never nervous? You picked Indiana.
I was never nervously
No,
happy.
he
I'm like, this
clearly,
is not
he
close.
clearly is with OKC.
It was a
he clearly
far
is with
away
OKC.
2-point lead.
So hold on. I feel that way sometimes, not with the Pacers. With the Pacers, like, oh, the other team's dominated the whole time, and then you make a weird rally, and all of a sudden.
Right.
But I just want to hit on one more thing. I know we're late, but whatever. I thought Richard made a really good point at the end of the first half, because I really would like if we had real like muckraking journalist, someone that can get to the bottom of what is this injury and how serious is it. Because when Haliburton wasn't in the game with 4 minutes left in the second quarter before halftime, and then he ended up going in with like 40 seconds left, but Richard said it. Richard said, either he should be playing or go to the locker room to get an early start on treatment. And I thought that was really smart, which was like, okay, if he's out of the game, this is the second quarter, not the fourth quarter, right now, because of the injury, then shouldn't he just like go get him some treatment early to see what's what? And that didn't happen, and then he did come back in with a minute left. It was weird. Everything about the injury stuff is the way it was handled is weird, and the fact that his backup was playing awesome and gave you even a legitimate excuse to not play.
You know what it was like, honestly? Do you remember when Brew had a sore throat and he couldn't talk?
Yeah, for a couple of
And
Fought through it, played through pain.
that's one version of it. You were too sick to be an effective sports broadcaster.
This is the first I'm hearing of this, by the way. I
you
thought
were
I
fine,
was
bro.
cooking.
I thought you were fine, bro.
But not sick enough to be out. No, for real. But you're like, gosh, what are we doing? But there's no one like, sit Brew down. Like, no, he made a good point. And like, I can't hear him.
Yeah, except
But you're caught in the middle
I was
area.
more effective than
I was going to
Haliburton.
say, that's just what I was about to say. If Brew was going 0 for 6 with 4 points, we'd have sat him down.
No,
Like
but you
that.
can be in a middle area where,
Yeah.
man, you're too sick to really be yourself, but not sick enough to be out, and you get kind of caught.
Yeah, we call that the Baker Mayfield last year in Cleveland paradox.
Okay.
That is what it is. That is what it is.
I'm sorry, Brew.
You didn't have to take a shot at Brew there. Brew, I thought you were fine.
That came out of nowhere.
I thought you were fine, Brew.
Hit me like a ton of bricks.
There's a lot of coughing that week.
It was.